Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Chloe and this is my first ever video. So today we're actually going to be going through all of the books that I'm going to be reading in July. I'm usually a pretty fast reader, so I like to pick out 7-8 books maybe each month that I'll get through, and then for the rest of the month I'm kind of more of a mood reader. So I'll pick out whatever books that I'm kind of just in the mood for at the time. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. So I picked out 8 books, 8 books for this month so far because I don't know, I just have a lot of books that I want to get through and that I've been thinking about that I want to read for so long, and I've just never read them yet. So yeah, the first book is A Not So Meet Cute by Megan Quinn, and this is the back of it. I don't know if you can see that, but basically Meet Cute, they didn't meet in the normal way. They weren't just a couple before that. They didn't know each other, true friends or anything. So the girl was in Beverly Hills and she wanted someone to be their husband, and he was coming across the block or whatever, and he's a businessman, so he was talking about a business deal on the phone, and they bumped into each other and they didn't have any feelings towards each other or anything, and then all of a sudden they're sitting across from each other at lunch, and he asked her to be his girlfriend, pretend to be his girlfriend, so it's a fake dating trope. And then eventually she falls for him, but she doesn't know how he feels, so it's kind of like that. And I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to be seeing in this book. I just recently got this book. I've been seeing it a lot on TikTok and people seem to like it, so I said I'd try it. The next book that I'll be reading this month is The Deal by Elle Kennedy. And if you're on TikTok a lot, you'll probably see that a lot of people have talked about this. Not this year specifically, but kind of 2022, 2023, maybe even last year book talk. But this is the side. I think there's 5 books in the series. I have them all, but I just really wanted to start this series this year, and especially this month. It's a hockey romance. I think all of these books in the series are sports romances, and I've been kind of getting into sports romance a little bit more, so I'm gonna read this. And this is the back. Yeah, those are the other books. I think there's 5 though in total. So Hannah has finally found someone that she likes, and she's kind of carrying around a lot of baggage, and she wants to get his attention. So
if she wants to make him notice, she kind of has to tutor captain of the hockey team, who is Garrett Graham, I think. Graham, I don't know how they pronounce it, but Garrett, and kind of has to convince him to take her out on a pretend date, so it's kind of fake dating again. And he really needs help with tutoring because his GPA is going down, and if he helps her, then she'll help him, and then of course they end up hooking up, and they kind of realize it can't be as pretend as they wanted it to be.
I'm very excited to read this. It's short enough. I think, yeah, it's like 340 pages, but yeah, I'm really excited to read this, and I will be probably reading the rest of the series. I think it's called the Off-Campus series. Is it? I don't know. It doesn't say it. Does it say it? Yeah, the Off-Campus series. So I'm very excited for that. Next we have Dream Girl Drama by Tessa Bailey. I don't actually see this much about this book on TikTok, but I think it's another hockey romance or sports romance. Back, those are some of her other books. I think I have one more of her books. I think it's The Au Pair Affair, but I haven't read it yet. So this is my first Tessa Bailey book. And basically, yep, it's a hockey romance. The guy's, he's a hockey player. His car breaks down and his phone dies, so he ends up in a private country club to call a tow truck, and then he encounters Chloe and she's a dream girl. She captivates him immediately, and sparks fly apparently. They have a moonlight kiss and they can't wait to see each other again. So yeah, when he was going to his dad's house to meet his dad's new girlfriend, he's surprised when he finds Chloe there, and his dream girl is gonna be his new stepsister. So they know that they can't be more than friends. But it's kind of hard to keep the relationship platonic. So I think this is actually going to be really good. And then we have The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I've read a lot of Ali Hazelwood's books. I think I've read 4 or 5 of her books. No, 6 maybe? I don't know. I think I've read around 6 of her books. And this is The Love Hypothesis. This is, I think, one of the first books that she put out, and it's very popular on TikTok. It has been for a while. And this, I think these are like science romances. And it's a fake dating between scientists, and then they kind of get into this attraction with each other, and they kind of get into chaos. And Olive, she doesn't believe in romances like that last long, but her best friend does, and that's how she gets into this situation. He panics, and then she kisses the first man that she sees, which happens to be, his name is Adam. He's a scientist, and he's a young professor, and he's also well known, which makes Olive more embarrassed, and he agrees to keep her secret and be her fake boyfriend. But then they go to a science conference, and Adam surprises her with his support. Their experiment starts to feel treading water. So this should actually be a really good book. I'm very excited. Then we have The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. Oh my gosh, that's my dog. So this is by Mariana Zapata. I think that's her name? Yes. And I started hearing about her on TikTok this year, so I said I'd give it a go. And it's another sports romance. It's enemies to lovers. It's Vanessa
quits her job. She was an assistant and a housekeeper to the National Football Organization. It's supposed to be temporary. She has plans, and none of them include washing extra large underwear. But then Aiden shows up, wanting her to come back, and she's shocked. And for 2 years, he's apparently known as the Wall of Winnipeg. He couldn't find it in him to tell her good morning, or congratulate her on her birthday. And now he's asking for the unthinkable. So she doesn't know what to say to that.
And I think this is basically just their romance. I don't think this is a series. I don't know either, but she does have other books. I haven't read any of them, so I can't wait to read it. The next book is Keeping 13 by Chloe Walsh. I read Binding 13 just last month, so I cannot actually wait to start this. If you don't know what the Boys of Tommen series is, the first book is Johnny and Shannon. This book is Johnny and Shannon too, and Johnny is number 13. That's probably inverted, but Johnny is number 13. Shannon comes from kind of this broken home. Johnny's a rich kid, the whole shebang. He's a rugby player. They kind of have feelings for each other, and it's kind of a lot of walking on eggshells around each other for the first while. But yeah, this is the second book. I don't want to spoil much, but Johnny does have an injury in his leg, and rugby is his whole life, and Shannon is his whole life now too. So Shannon is very private with her life because of things that has happened to her, and she's reserved and stuff like that. So Johnny just wants to be there for her, and I'm so excited to read the second book. Next we have First Time Caller by B.K. Barson. I have read a B.K. Barson book, but I think it was the Love Light Farms one. It was a Christmas book, and there is a series to that, but I haven't read the other books. The cover for this is the most beautiful thing ever. I love it. I think that's the first thing that kind of drew me to it because I just loved it. Just the side, it's collar and headphones. So, and then on the back it says on air. I think they're like a radio show. This man, his name is Aiden, he's fallen out of love with love, and he's the host of Baltimore's romance headline called Heartstrings. It's kind of a bit of a problem, and then a young girl calls into the station asking for dating advice for her mother Lucy, and then the interview goes viral. So Aiden and his heartstrings is viral when he's kind of fallen out of love. Then Lucy thought she was doing just fine, but with Baltimore scrutinizing her love life, she questions if she's happy or not, and she kind of thinks that having a bit more romance would do good for her. So everyone wants Lucy to find her happy ending, and even Aiden does too, but then sparks start flying behind the scene. Lucy needs to make a final call between a radio sponsored Happily Ever After or the man in the headphones next to her. So this sounds really good. Even like the details here, the radio, I really do love it. I'm so excited to read this month. And finally, Blue Sisters by Coco Malors. This is the last book that I picked for my TBR for July. This has been all over my TikTok. I'm kind of obsessed with it without even reading it yet. There's an alternate cover as well. I think that's for the US, but this one is for here. And I kind of like both, but I think the other cover is a bit better because it shows all the sisters. And my dog is doing that again. So one of the sisters does pass away. There's 4 sisters. They're all extremely different from each other. Avery's a lawyer. She lives in London. Bonnie's a boxer, but she's a bouncer now in LA. And Lucky is partying in Paris. And Avery's keeping a lot of secrets. But Nikki was the 4th sister who died a couple of years ago, and the others are still grieving from it. Sisters reunite with each other in New York to try stop the sale of their family home, but they find that when they're returning, they're trying to navigate their grief with each other and addiction, and they're trying to fall in love with life again. So it kind of gives me Little Women vibes, and I'm really excited to read this. So this is Blue Sisters, and those are all the books that are on my TBR for July. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.